Action.
All right, what's going on, family? So today we're going to talk about air sealing and weather stripping. These are things that are necessary for you to do when it's getting the cold season. We're in the cold season right now, dressed to the nines, you understand? So here's some things. Check your windows, make sure they're always locked and latched. If you have a double hung, they're meant to be latched, all right? It's not just for security, it's also to keep the airflow from getting inside your unit. So if you have a bigger space inside the space voids where your windows are at, you can take this foam, it's expandable weather seal foam. You're gonna tape that and put it around your door frame. So that way when you get to your door space, it actually seals and compresses just a little bit to create a gasket pocket where air can't infiltrate through this. So we got different sizes. We got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch. If you got an 1.5 inch size gap, you really need something bigger than that. Regardless, you gotta fix your door. ComEd has some things that are important for this, so that's what we're doing with it. All right, we're still talking about air sealing and weatherization. So what we have here is a product called caulk. We have multiple different types of caulk. They come in different chemicals. We have an ASTM rating, which is a federal designation for what type of materials come into the caulk. Some of it can be painted, some of it can be water and moisture facing, and some of it, I would say, don't use all tubes that are shaped like this are not the same. For instance, this is a glue type product. Heavy duty liquid nails, meaning liquid nails, you don't have to use nails. You still would use nails, it's a different video. We're here for the caulk. So this specifically says molding trim windows and doors. So you would cut this. I'm gonna show you the installation portion, but it's just the purchasing of the actual product. You need to know what you're looking at. These contain gases and chemical compounds that break down. So you will need a little bit of air while you're installing these because the chemicals are off-gassing. So that's something to be aware of. But we have some that can be painted and some that can be applied to, say, bathrooms, doors, windows, and molding. We're looking for the windows and door application because we are trying to seal up any holes inside of our exterior application. So you think about your house like a boat, and the exterior air, outside air is like water. We want to stop all the water from getting in. I think it's easier to understand as a system when you think about water coming into a boat rather than air, it's invisible. All right, so we got, this is what we're gonna grab. It's this fast dry DAP 295 or 428. They come in different colors. So this one's white, Blanco. The difference between this one and this one. So Alex Plus White 10.0 ounce, Alex Fast Dry. So this is a fast dry. We're talking about $2 extra for a fast dry. If you can wait, you can wait. This won't be getting no damn. Yeah, cut costs around here. You don't necessarily need to dry fast. You just need it to dry. Before you go and remove your old caulk, before you apply new caulk, you need to remove your old one. This means you need to use a different device to cut that out and then remove it and clean the space. So we're just talking about this right now. So the one you're looking for windows, doors, trim is the siliconized acrylic latex. If you just wanted to paint over some things, you're combining the trim, then you're looking for painter's acrylic. It doesn't have the latex component in there. And then look at your dry time. This must be the fast one. It says 20 minutes and it'll be painting ready. Strong material, multi-material adhesion, crack resistant, 100% waterproof seal. That's why we're looking for this. This is what we're looking for. This air carries moisture and we want to seal that out as well. See you next one. Sometimes in your foundation, sometimes near your windows, you're supposed to use a foam filler. And the foam, what it does is it's a compressed liquid. And as soon as it hits the oxygen outside of the tube, it expands. So they have things that are like big gap filler, which is filling gaps up to 3 inches. So if you got some gaps in your foundation, fill the gaps up to 3 inches. So that's typically where some penetrations are happening at. Some sort of like HVAC, which exhaust, those are things you could do. They have Great Stuff Pro Series, which comes with its own spray tip gun. The spray tip gun helps you have a little bit more accuracy than just these. These cans specifically, this are the brand Loctite Type Foam. This has a low expansion chemical because near windows and doors, you don't want them to be rocked out of place by the foam expanding too much. Then your window's not gonna sit right, your door's not gonna sit right. So you need low foam expansion. That's what this is. This is typically for rough end spaces. You also have things like pest blocks. So if you got rodents, mice, spiders, things like that, it has a chemical in it that deters the pests. So this is kind of, once again, near the foundation. The other things we got is fire block. Fire block, this is not necessarily for the common person, but fire blocking is to prevent gaps and cracks inside of your home, creating chimneys inside of your wall. right? We need fire blocking near all sort of heat combustion devices. So that would be your hot water heater, that would be your furnace, things like that. So these are all different brands, great stuff. This is the main one people can use. This is up to foam 1 inch. We're not gonna need this for the job that we got, but you'll see there's other multiple brands that got great stuff, Loctite, same type. Fire blocking and pest block. Keep those things in mind. Another important part of making sure that your home is sealed correctly is having insulation. Insulation goes in the foundation and it also goes in the bays of your wall system. So if this is typically pre-construction before the house is done, this is where you kind of put this stuff on. If you have to come back later on and retrofit a house, it's typically a lot of work that you have to do. You got to knock open the walls, tear open the bays, then lay the insulation in, then put the wall systems back on. So that'd be gypsum board or fiberboard, whatever your walls are made out of. However, there's still blown-in insulation, which you can poke holes on the exterior of your home and then blow in the insulation. So that has a lot less impact on the internal factors of your home. So we got R13, and different geographical regions has different R values for specific reasons. If you're doing a foundation, you'll have this XPS, extruded polystyrene foam, okay? It works very much the same way. So it's R5 per inch. So if you wanted to get up to like R20, you would need 2 of these back to back, at least 4 inches. This would go somewhere like on the bottom side of your deck system if you have an exterior sunroom where the deck is exposed and you built on top of it. This could go with the foundation next to where you're laying your cement. Or if you're laying a new floor down in, say, a shed, you can put this down before you start putting your floorboard down. It does typically be all seams need to be taped and sealed, and then you can use the spray foam as well for anything that are larger gaps if you're not cutting everything straight. Cool? Let's get it. All right. We're back at it. So we're now on site. We have our tools that we have kind of set up. We have our window insulation kit. We got a putty knife, a razor blade, our caulk gun, and a lighter, as well as a candle. I've already taken the liberty of cleaning out these 2 windows. Anytime you're recaulking, you have to remove whatever the previous caulk was. Clean this out. I'll clean this to get it nice and tidy. And you'll see when they install the windows, there's kind of gaps and cracks along here. That's where the caulk goes. So this window right here, along this edge, has been caulked just fine. But if we look over to this far window here, you see near the bottom of this frame, the caulking has started to expand and pull away. So what that looks like is we have, if you're able to tell, it's snowing outside. We have interior warm conditioned air getting pulled out and sucked out by the exterior air. The reason I have this candle is to show just exactly what's going on. The flame is dancing now, right? A lot of flickering. That's because that's showing that there's outside air coming in and blowing onto the flame. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this caulk, we're gonna seal along this line, and then we're gonna put the insulation window kit up. That's gonna reduce our energy bills and improve interior thermal comfort for our client. Let's get it done.